Welcome to Starengu. I'm your host, Tasha Johnson. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with Amy Ledgister, owner of 3DLashandBrow, which is a beauty college that is made for the working adult to allow themselves the flexibility to pursue a new career and empower themselves. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Great. So why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I am Amy Elizabeth. I was born in Dallas, Texas, and I recently opened a beauty college, like you mentioned, and we offer lash extension programs and permanent makeup training. I'm a wife, and I have two beautiful daughters.
Oh, so awesome. Okay, so why did you decide to start 3DLashandBrow?
Well, I wanted to provide a school that would allow women to change the career if they wanted to, whether they were stay-at-home moms or they wanted to leave the corporate world. But I needed a program that was flexible so that people who worked could still come and finish their education. So that's one of the reasons why I started it. And I love beauty, brows, lashes. So I learned it myself and then learned how to teach it. And so I wanted to offer that to other people.
I think that is so awesome. A lot of people do not realize how many people still need to have that flexibility to have their 9 to 5 and go to school. Like I think I commend you on starting that. I really do.
Thank you.
That is absolutely amazing. So I'm sure you probably encountered a lot of ups and downs while you were starting your school, but what kept you motivated to ensure that your dream became a reality?
Well, I definitely had a vision board. I'm not for sure if you're familiar with those.
Oh, yes.
But yes, I had one very, up front. I saw it every day. I saw the end goal. And I knew who I was trying to help, women like myself who I used to be a dental hygienist, and I always wanted my own business. So I know there are women out there who want to do their own thing. And so I just kept that in the back of my mind. And also I wanted to create something for my family and my daughters so they could have a legacy as well. So I just knew that what my end goal was and just kept pushing.
Okay, I love the fact, so you did like a complete 360. Did you say you were a dental hygienist?
Yes, I was. I was a dental hygienist for 10 years. And the dentist that I worked for, she would trade services with other beauty artists. Like if you didn't have dental insurance, you could just work off your balance by doing lashes. So she had a lash lady come and do all of our lashes, and I was completely amazed. I was like, wow, you get paid just to make people look pretty. And so I figured out how to get my lash license, and I just took off from there. So,
oh my goodness.
Within 6 months, I was able to let my dental hygiene job go and just work full time as a lash artist.
Oh, wow. That is fantastic. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I know you also offer makeup services as well, but what kind of made you focus primarily on lashes and brows? That's interesting.
Well, lashes and brows go hand in hand. If you have good brows and lashes, you pretty much don't have to wear much makeup. So a lot of my clients, they were like, well, do you do brows? And I was a little hesitant at first, but I went ahead and took the plunge and learned permanent makeup and microblading. And I absolutely fell in love with it because it's very artistic. So that's why I kind of incorporated that in my business as well. And I haven't looked back. So.
Wow. Okay. So who would be your ideal student that you would want at your school?
Honestly, I believe, a single mom or a working mom or someone who just wants to better themselves, who's not taking school for granted. There's a lot of people that, they enroll in school and although they're there, they're not putting 100% in just because they not necessarily having to work for other people, but not necessarily having to provide for a family. So I definitely want students who are committed, who want to have a career when they finish. That's my ideal student, someone who wants to give it 100%.
And, just curious, again, I know that your school is geared towards the working adult. So I'm assuming you have a lot of classes in the evenings and weekends, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're actually open till 9 p.m. So a lot of our students get off at like 5 o'clock. So they get there about 5:30, 5:45. And we also have online programs as well. So that makes it even more flexible.
Oh, wow.
Our working students. So yes.
Oh, fantastic.
And weekends and Saturdays as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Man, you thought of it all. You really did. Now, you totally thought of it all. That is fantastic. So, what advice do you have for people who have never received lashes or brow services before? And I'm going to be completely honest, that is me.
Well, I would definitely do your research, read reviews, look at their pictures, do a consultation, but it's totally worth it. Having lashes, it just brings a sparkle to your face. You can just wake up and go, no mascara, no strip lashes. It looks very natural. I love it. And then, of course, having perfect brows every day for up to 2 years. I mean, how can you say no to that? So I definitely think, again, researching your artists and taking the plunge, it's totally worth it. It gives you more time when you wake up in the morning, not having to do the whole 20 minutes on your makeup. So it's perfect for the busy on the go woman.
Okay, I have to go back. Did you say 2 years for the brows?
Yes, yes.
Are you kidding me?
Depending on your skin type, yes, it can last up to 2 years. So you just come back every 2 years for like a color touch up and you're good to go.
Okay, I did not know that was even possible. Okay, so I have like some seriously, like I normally get my eyebrows threaded. And I'm just sitting here thinking, 2 years? Like, how would my hair even look?
Well, you still have to keep up the shape around the permanent makeup,
Okay.
but something that you could probably easily do on your own once you have that perfect shape.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, this is fascinating. Okay, and then I never actually thought of getting lashes, mainly because it's kind of funny. My teachers and other people, I used to complain, and I still kind of do, about my lashes. My lashes are long already, so I always thought if I got extra lashes, it would look too fake. What would you say about that?
I think if you research and find a great artist, they will make it look very natural. You
Okay.
can customize the look. You can say, I want a little bit more dramatic or more on the natural side, and they can accommodate that for you.
Oh my goodness. It's like a whole nother world I never really explored. So yes, guys, I'm just the audience. I am being very greedy. I'm getting some questions out myself here, especially about the brow thing. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. 2 years, and you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look into that one. Uh, so, what was the biggest? Here's some kind of fun questions. So, what was the biggest surprise in your life? What happened, and why did it shock you so much?
The biggest surprise would be, I guess, balancing, the whole mom, work, wife schedule. It wasn't so much of a shocker, but sometimes we think we're super women and we can do it all by ourselves, but
Oh,
you really do need a support system to help with your dreams. And
mm,
that's something that I realized that I'm always the type of person who wants to do everything on my own, but I had to step back and ask for help on a lot of different things, which is humbling.
oh yeah.
um, but it was definitely needed, and I'm glad that I can ask for help if needed from my husband or my family. So that was a shocker for me, is that sometimes you need help.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's great that you have that support system to help you out as well. That's fantastic.
Yes.
So, what is your favorite day of the week? Why? And what do you normally do on this day?
My favorite day of the week is Sunday because I am not working, and I attend the Potter's House with Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Oh,
So yes, so every Sunday I can get filled with the Word, um, and it just starts my week off great. He's a wonderful speaker, and he also speaks a lot to the entrepreneur as well.
mhm.
So I feel like that's a great church home for me, and it just fills my cup up for the week.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like Sunday would be probably my favorite day too. I love doing Bible study and all that stuff. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Definitely. Definitely. So what advice would you give to yourself 10 years ago?
I would definitely tell myself to take my time. I'm a very ambitious person, and sometimes I kind of just jump from one thing, because I just see the end goal. but sometimes it's okay to take a few steps and, really plan and get all that necessary information. So I would just say, Amy, slow your roll, okay? And, take your time. You don't have to, meet this goal at this deadline, all the time. Just take your time and work towards it. Slow progress is still progress.
You know what? I feel like we are definitely in sync on that, because it's kind of funny. I actually wrote a post not too long ago about this one particular question, and that's patience. Enjoy the journey, because I'm looking back now and I just know I didn't enjoy as much as I could have. That's what I would tell myself.
Right.
Totally.
Yes.
Totally.
So true.
So that's why I'm trying to tell myself now, chill out.
Yes.
But I have to have this conversation 10 years from now, right?
Right. It's an everyday conversation.
So here's another one. If you were a sitcom character, what would be your catchphrase and how would you use it?
I would say my catchphrase is eat no for breakfast. A lot of people will tell you no. And to me, I try to overcome no's as much as possible. So it's like, eat it for breakfast. Like the next, what's my next no I'm going to overcome? So, and how would I use it? I'm just, if someone says I can't do it, watch me show you that I can. That's basically how I would use that.
Oh, I like that. Eat no for breakfast. I'm thinking that I like that. I really do. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
All right. So last but not least, what's the best piece of advice that you have for aspiring bloggers and entrepreneurs?
I would definitely say the best advice, again, going back to being patient with yourself and having a vision board. I'm really big on vision boards, just because when you can see your goals, it's one thing to write them down, but when you can see them visually, it just helps you to stay that much more focused. And it's encouraging too to see, okay, this is the lifestyle that I'm working towards, not necessarily the material possession, but this is what I want to feel, what I want to enjoy. So having something visual is very important to aspiring entrepreneurs. And again, going back to that support system, make sure you have a support system, whether it's friends, church groups, your spouse. Just make sure you have support, because being an entrepreneur is not easy. Okay. It's not easy. It looks easy on the one side, but it does take a lot of work, or else, everybody would be doing it. But you just have to have a good support system.
So you're telling me all those Instagram posts are fake?
They're definitely showing you one side.
Right? Like, I just love the ones where I'm working near the beach and it's just like, okay, all right.
Right. I know. Right. What about all those, emails and it's tell the real story, but no, and it don't get me wrong. Entrepreneurship is lovely.
Sure.
It's wonderful. I definitely, now that I've done it, I wouldn't go back. I can never see myself going back to the corporate world or into a dental office again. But I'm glad I chose this, journey, and just going to keep pushing through.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So I want to thank you so much for taking time out to come onto the show. How can people get in touch with you if they wanted to connect with you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram at 3DLashandBrow. That's 3DLashandBrow, as well as 3DLashandBrow.com.
Fantastic. And again, thanks so much for coming on to the show. I really appreciate it. Learned a lot today, too.
Thank you for having me. I'm so blessed.
Thanks so much for listening to today's podcast. I'm confident that my side hustle of helping others to invest in themselves via my YouTube channel, this podcast, and most importantly, my online courses could be of assistance to you. If you enjoy Starengu's podcast, please consider becoming a supporter by donating to help offset the cost of this show. Be sure to check out Starengu's ultimate social media content calendar. Remember, if you're everything to everyone, you risk being no one. You never know who you may inspire. See you in the next episode.